Hey, what's up, everybody? Paul with the FBA Life here. Has been a while since I did a video, so I wanted to do a sales video directed more towards what we find at the Goodwill outlet. And there's a few from the regular Goodwill, but mainly what we find for the Goodwill outlet. The Goodwill outlet has been a huge addition and source for us as far as inventory goes. We've been finding a lot, actually, a good majority of our books and media there. So this first one actually is from the regular Goodwill store. Our Goodwill is about 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes away. And the regular store is right next to the outlet store, so we can hit both. It's the same, you know, right after one right after the other. This one we actually found in the Goodwill store, the regular store. I believe we paid $2.97 or $3.97. They might have had this at $3.97. We sold this one for $200. Textbooks are awesome, and it was just sitting there. I don't know if people don't scan at our Goodwill or not, but I know we don't have much competition at the outlet when we look for books. But like I said, $200 on this one, so starting out with a really good one. That had like a 500,000 rank when we set it in, and it sold pretty fast. So we would have paid, like I said, $4 roughly to 200. This was a book we found in the outlet. In our outlet, hardbacks are 50 cents, paperbacks are 25. This was 50 cents. And just looking at my numbers, this one sold for $16. A lot of times the Reader's Digest books don't sell, but this is one that does. It was just basically a songbook. Next one here is, remember back in the day when I first started watching picking videos, everybody was going for the handheld Yahtzees. I could never find one in the years of picking until I found this one a couple months ago. This was from the store, not the outlet. I think they had $2.97 on this, and we sold that for $40. And we got Magic versus Bird DVD from the 1979 Indiana State, Michigan State championship game. This we paid by the pound, so this was, I figure roughly 33 cents. And this sold for not a big sale, but we did get $8.50 for this, and that's bread and butter over there. I mean, lots of CDs and $8, $10 CDs and books over there. Next one, this was a great one. This was in the outlet, 50 cents. There was nowhere to scan this. There was no ISBN number, but I knew it had to be worth something, and at 50 cents, had to take it. It was in like new condition. It was really good condition. Got it home and was pretty happy when I saw what it goes for in a good rank. This actually just hit the warehouse like yesterday, I think, and sold already. So 50 cents into 130, we get $130 for this one. This was a little pack of cards, wisdom cards, just different cards with sayings on them. This was sealed. We find a lot of other sealed stuff at our outlet. This was sealed, so we probably paid 50 cents or less for this, and that sold for $11.50. So again, a lot of those 12 and under sales is bread and butter for us. This one here is another deck of cards. Actually, I don't know if that last deck was sealed. It might have. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this one was either. But Baby Einstein, we knew it had to be worth something. Scanned it, paid roughly 50 cents probably by weight, maybe a little bit more, and those sold for $20. Like I said, the Goodwill outlet's been very, very good to us. Next one here is another thing that we find there is the old media. So some Fuji 3-pack. This was sealed. We probably spent, because it's by weight, maybe $1.50 on it, and it sold for $20. And just yesterday when we were at the Goodwill outlet, we found a 10-pack of audio tapes that I'm going to be sending into FBA tomorrow. And I think those are like $15, $20. So find a lot of that kind of stuff. This one was a really, really good one too. This was a jiu-jitsu book, and I love the UFC and jiu-jitsu and different things like that, so I immediately went right to it. It was sitting on the top of a bin of books with a ton of people there. Picked it up for 25 cents, and this sold for $135. You can see they're asking a little more for it now, but we sold this probably about, I don't know, 3 weeks ago maybe. But yeah, again, we found a ton of $100 books at the outlet. Lots of textbooks, especially lately. There's been a ton of textbooks. And actually, when I'm done shooting this video, the wife and I are going to go to the outlet again. And we're kind of addicted to it just because we've been finding so much stuff. And the last one I have for you guys today, and this is by no means all the stuff, this is just a few I picked out, was this Introduction to Poetry. It was a textbook. This was in, I think, good condition, and we would have paid 25 cents with it being a paperback. Sold for 27. So, like I said, just a few for you guys just to get an idea. A lot of people in the Facebook groups that I'm in asking about the Goodwill outlet. Like I said, most of this was Goodwill outlet stuff. I mean, we're probably going at least 4 or 5 times a week, and we're literally getting a cart full pretty much every time we go. So, mainly books, but we find a ton of CDs. Probably in the last week, we've probably gotten 100 CDs there. And that's by weight. It comes out to about, you probably get 3 CDs to a pound, or roughly it's $1.49 a pound, so you're paying probably 4 or 5 CDs. So we figured about 33 cents for a CD, DVD. But if you have one near you, I would say go. Everybody's is different. I know some people say that theirs doesn't have books, or their books are more expensive or whatnot, but it's definitely something to check out. It is a little intimidating when you first go in. Generally, people are pretty polite there. I mean, we're used to going to book sales, so we're used to dealing with, some morons, but, generally it's pretty good there. So just wanted to put a video out for you guys, and going to keep trying to, we've been super, super busy. We have a deal working possibly where we're going to be getting a storage unit and getting Gaylords of books from somebody for cheap. And if it does work out, it could be on an ongoing basis, so I will definitely keep you updated. Nothing is set yet, but we have somebody that needs to get rid of books. These are unsorted books. They just can't use them, so it could be a really good opportunity. So keeping our fingers crossed, and we will keep you posted. All right, have a good day, and we'll catch you in the next one.